Hello and welcome to Mana and Maple. My name is David, and this video is going to be where I predict the character classes, and in some cases the races, and in some cases the subclasses, and the table assignments for Campaign 4 of Critical Role. This is an extra large group of people, and it is my personal belief that we will not be seeing individual classes for each person. I think that there will be some double up because it is a large group and that is bound to happen. The beauty about how and why they do these things, they tend to be very forgiving and accepting of people who want to do certain things at the table. They have a long history of that. And so I think in that respect, we're going to see diversity of character, diversity of subclass, but not necessarily a huge or the most diverse character class we could. I think we'll be seeing double ups on races, which is fine, or in 2024 as they're called species, which is fine. And I will have predictions for the table assignments, so not only who I think is going to be playing where, but when you have that many different breakouts of soldier, schemer, and seeker, there's going to be repetition through those each time, because you can't have tables be balanced across the board. It's just not going to happen, especially because Brennan and Matt are talking about weaving characters throughout as they go along. So we're going to start off in a little bit, but it's just these are guesses. There's nothing that I'm doing that is special or really in depth. I just love Critical Role, and all I'm looking to do with this is add some fun to what I think is happening inside the talk around Campaign 4. So without further ado, we're going to do this in alphabetical order. We're going to start off with Laura Bailey. Now, Laura has been playing... 3 is not a pattern, but a ranger / rogue, a cleric, and then a sorcerer. So what she's doing, and in my mind, is working her way more caster heavy, because she's finding a style of character that she enjoys. And so after playing a sorcerer for an entire season and a cleric before that, I think that she'll be stepping further into that really magic heavy sort of environment and playing a wizard. I don't have a subclass guess. I think that she'll probably play like an elf wizard, something along those lines. Next up is Luis Carrazzo, and Luis tends to play very protection, very front line heavy characters. Everything that I've seen for him has been something along those lines. So for Luis, I think that he will be a tank type or a frontline fighter type, but that's not to say that he is a like a sword and board paladin or fighter. I think that he'll be more two-handed fighting or great weapon fighting, and I think he's going to play a fighter, but I think he's going to be a champion, someone who just hits heavy, but doesn't take a ton of damage. And I think that'd be really good for him. Next up is Robbie, and Robbie has this gorgeous depth of character. The way that he plays his characters, between a naive and certainly like world unaware bard who is incredibly intelligent and has depth of emotion, versus Serkanos, who is just the most tone deaf, really just obtuse druid, arch druid at that. And I think that that's a great range. And because of that great range, I think Robbie in this one is going to be playing a warlock. And I think that for a few reasons. I think that a warlock would be edgier, kind of in between the two extremes we've seen so far. A warlock would be really fun because with the death of the gods, other forces are definitely going to be trying to weasel their way in and are going to be looking for champions or things like that to be their face in this new and very different world. Next up is Aabria Iyengar, and Aabria makes really lovely characters, but her greatest strength is she is a min-maxer who makes these incredibly wicked, powerhouse, well thought out characters while providing some out of this world mental acuity and smart mouthing. Her time and critical role in Dimension 20 only make me more excited to see her at the table for some long form campaigns. I think that she's going to play an orc druid, and I think that because Aabria is someone who I think dresses for their character, and I see her with a lot of green, and I see her with a lot of that green eyeshadow, which looks lovely on her, and I see her with a lot of fun rings and things on her fingers that have a more tribalistic nature. So, I mean, I guess we'll just see. Next up is Taliesin Jaffe. Taliesin has been doing homebrews and loves his homebrew. Those homebrews are complicated, and I think he likes complicated classes. Now, Matt and Brennan said that they did have some homebrew classes and subclasses already, and I think one of those homebrew subclasses or classes is for Taliesin. Something else that I saw, which was really interesting, was pointed out by a guy named Shadow Hell 8378, and says that Taliesin plays subcultures, which I think is really interesting. So the way that I see it is Percy was a prep, Molly was either a carny or a theater kid, Caduceus was a pastel goth, Ashton was a punk, like a real punk. And so I think that from the way that all of his clothing has been inside all the shots inside the campaign reveal, wearing all black, I think our guy is going back to a full-on regular goth. And what classes would be good for a goth? I think it's a homebrew class, and I think that he's going to be bringing in like a pirate maybe, or something along those lines. Maybe bringing Kingsley back, like that kind of character back for a full game would be pretty cool. Next up, we have Ashley Johnson, and Ashley chooses characters by personality first, from what I can tell, where she has a board of how she wants the character to be and kind of the aesthetics that are going on with that. I think that's pretty cool. It makes it really hard for me to accurately predict what she's going to do. So for me, she's really tough. She has played a pattern, and I know it's way too early for patterns, but Ashley seems to have gone cleric, barbarian, druid, so caster, mainline caster, and I think that for this campaign, she's going to play a monk. I think that that would be really fun for her, especially in like a pop sort of way. And I'd love to see her spin on someone who high wisdom, high dexterity would be really cool. Next up is Matt. And for Matt's tough because we've never seen him play characters. We have, however, seen him do multi-shots and one-shots, and in those multi-shots and one-shots, he's played a lot of dwarves. A lot of them. He's played a lot of dwarves. And I don't know if that's because he really identifies with Moradin, or if he just likes the race overall. But with Matt, there's a hope and there's what like I think he's gonna do. I hope that Matt plays a dwarf cleric. I think that'd be really awesome. It would keep in line with the type of character he likes to play, but also he would be really awesome as a healer, like a straight up healer. But I think that he's going to play a wizard. I think that he's going to play a caster, some erudite, looking for knowledge, trying to understand, maybe like a scholar who's setting off into the big world. And I think that'd be really fun. He's definitely a seeker. Definitely a seeker. Next up is Whitney. Whitney is so new that I'm not sure how to categorize her. The only thing that I can really think of is all of the things that she's been wearing have been really pretty, and she's got some, especially in the shot here, she has some freckles, I think, drawn on her face, which give her like a not like a childlike, but like a cute, a really cute or adorable persona. So I honestly think that she's like a small race, like a halfling, and maybe like a halfling bard. I don't know enough about her, and I wonder if she's musically inclined. It would be nice to have another musically inclined person at the table. Next up is Liam. Liam, as a lot of the community has pointed out, is going through the core classes. Rogue, wizard, fighter. The next real core class to go through would be cleric, and honestly, it would be really good for the healing journey that he's been going on since the death of family hit him so hard. And I think a cleric who heals others would be great and really cathartic for him. Just really cathartic, and I would love to see it. Whatever Liam does, he is the most method guy at the table. So if he's going to have a earnest character, he's going to method actor that earnest character more than anybody at the table, and I respect him for that because he is so honest and thorough with his characters. Next up is Marisha. Now Marisha seems to have gone in a pattern, like a back and forth caster, melee caster. She was a druid in campaign 1. She was a monk in campaign 2, a warlock sorcerer hybrid in campaign 3, and I think that she's going to be a more frontline tanky thing. I think that she's going to be a I don't know why, but an Aasimar paladin. I think that she's going to be a real protection paladin, kind of building more on the firekeeper that she had in the Age of Umbra, just to see if she can be more frontline and more aggressive, but also maybe like a nicer, kinder character, something more in line with Laudna, but maybe with less tragedy. I think that'd be really cool. Sam is a wild card. And Sam's a wild card because he doesn't choose his character classes at the outset. If his character dies, he takes his character. But Sam is given his characters by Liam. And so Liam, for me, has been choosing odd combinations for Sam. So I think that Sam wants to play more spell-driven things, because when he makes his own characters, he makes like a human artificer, he makes a minotaur paladin. But when Liam chooses things for him, I think he's chosen things on the small side, and I think it's for comical effect, because Sam is like 6'3", and having him play these 3-foot characters is really fun. So I think that Sam is going to play, or Liam, more appropriate, is going to choose for Sam a funny combination. And the funny combination that I chose is a Harangon Barbarian, or a Bunny Barb. I think that that's hilarious. I think that if this character that Sam is making in the beginning dies, he will make a really another character that is really self-doubting, just like his Artificer and his Paladin. People who just aren't really sure of their relationship with the powers that they have or the people that they have around them, with really, really tumultuous pasts. Next up, we have Alex Ward. And Alex is new to me, but is a staple in some of the circles outside of Critical Role. I've had a look at some of the things that he puts together. He runs more games, I think, than he plays in, which I think is really cool. I think that that's why he is so with it, with like being a character in someone else's game. He knows to take people aside. He knows to step in and create character moments when the timing feels right. And I love having him at the table long term. When I saw him in Candela Obscura and the Divergence multi-shot, his range is really good, and he does well with like creepy, weird characters. But in this particular instance, for some reason, I think that he's going to be playing something more healing oriented, and so for that, I think that I think he's going to be like an orc bard or something along those lines. Maybe like a gnome bard. That's a little too close to Scanlan for me, but we don't need to worry about what people played in the past because the types of characters they make are going to be so different. But yeah, Alex, I think, is going to rely on his character posture skills and maybe be like a weird boy, and that'd be kind of cool. Now, Travis has been like really leveling up in my eyes in the game from where he started in campaign 1 with Grog. But Chetney was a different type of character, that kind of late edition. And in that late edition, we got a really well thought out character. But Chetney was in a one-shot for Liam, and a character that, you know, he didn't have to really think about and like add into, and he really enjoyed. I think he's going to do that again. I think Travis is going to revive his Aarakocra rogue for this game. I think that he's going to be a detective, and I love the idea of Travis being a detective because, yes, he is tactical and he does good in combat, but he can be such a really inquisitive, hard-thinking individual, and I would love to see him as a rogue. You know, now that we're done with all that, I kind of want to go over why I think people are sitting in different tables. Now, I have in my notes Travis, Liam, Marisha, and Matt as seekers. I have Sam, Whitney, Taliesin, and Luis as schemers. Aabria, I could put in either seeker or schemer. And then in my soldiers, I have Laura, Ashley, Robbie, and Alex. Now, we'll start off with soldiers because that seems like a weird one. But I think that Laura, Ashley, Robbie, and Alex don't necessarily want to be schemers and seekers. I think that they would rather be in the soldiers camp. And I'm really saying that because, and this is such a small, weird way to say this, but I think Travis, Liam, Marisha, and Matt are better note takers than Laura, Ashley, Robbie, and Alex. And for that same reason, I think that Sam, Whitney, Taliesin, and Luis are very not duplicitous, but are going to be playing characters that are more sneak in the shadows or root out corruption, something like that. So I don't think we're going to have perfect player comps for each one of them. But again, Seekers, I have Travis, Liam, Marisha, and Matt, and that's simply because I've watched all those people put so much attention into the groups that they have, and attention into the worlds that they build, and attention into the plots of the games that they play in. Schemers, Sam, Whitney, Taliesin, Luis, and I'm going to put Aabria in there because that lady is so damn smart, but she is also really just a smart mouth, and I love that. So I think that those schemers are going to find some really interesting things. And then the soldiers, Laura, Ashley, Robbie, and Alex, not only do they not really fit into the other tables historically, but they are chaotic in combat, and they are chaotic usually with the characters that they have, and I'm here for it. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know what you believe are these comps. Did I get anything correct in your eyes? Did I not get anything correct in your eyes? I want to know how you feel about who's playing what and what tables you're going to see them in. So drop a comment below. That'd be really excellent. And if you like the video, thanks for watching. This has been David, and never stop creating for the games that you love or for the games that you love to watch. Bye now.